Montville Township was formally incorporated on April 11, 1867, from approximately 19 square miles of what was then Quantick Township. However, the area we call Montville has a rich and storied past that goes back centuries. Before any Europeans settled in what would later be called New Jersey, Native Americans called the Lenape had lived here for many thousands of years. The Lenape name means original people, and their legacy lives on in numerous town and place names throughout New Jersey. In 1609, Henry Hudson, a British explorer working for the Netherlands, explored Newark Bay and claimed the surrounding land for the Dutch, calling it New Netherlands. By 1660, the Dutch had founded New Jersey's first permanent European settlement, the town of Bergen. However, by 1664, Britain had claimed the land as part of their own sprawling colonial empire and renamed the area New Jersey. In 1694, Dutch colonists, including Hendrik and David Mandeville, with an A, but it was pronounced Montville, purchased land titles from the Lenape, as well as from British landowners known as the East Jersey Proprietors. As more Dutch settlers began to move into the area, the first road, Main Road, was laid out in 1745. In 1770, the Mandeville family began operating an inn, and people would have their mail addressed to Mandevilles and sent it to their homes. Over time, the Mandeville Inn and the family name morphed into Montville, which is our town's name, and our town's name was born. Today's current Montville Inn is located at the site of the old Montville Inn. An interesting note about the origin of Montville is that some sources said that the name came from settlers from Montville, Connecticut, or from the mountains in the region. However, most of the sources that I looked at felt that the name came from the Montville family. Tawako has had many names over the years, including Hook Mountain, Glenview, and Whitehall. Eventually, though, people settled on Tawako, which comes from the Native American word for hill. Pinebrook was very simply named for the pine trees that once grew abundantly in the area. Driving through Montville Township, you can see many Dutch stone houses that were built by our town's forefathers, some more than 250 years ago. Probably the most famous one, though, is the Doremus House on Main Road, which was built around 1780. It's famous because George Washington and his men, including Alexander Hamilton, stayed there overnight in June of 1780. General Rochambeau also passed by the house on the way to the Battle of Yorktown. Another historic attraction located in the vicinity of Main Road is the Morris Canal. The canal was a technological marvel of its time, and it started operating in Montville in 1828. The canal brought coal from Pennsylvania to the iron industries in New Jersey. Then the iron was carried on the canal to Newark and shipped overseas. Aside from historic attractions, Montville also boasts of historic citizens. David Young, born in Pinebrook in 1781, published the Farmer's Almanac, one of America's oldest publications. And Marietta Huntoon Crane Woodruff, born in Pinebrook in 1837, became the first female doctor in Morris County. The year 1867 not only saw Montville become a township, it saw the construction of Montville Schoolhouse No. 10 on Taylortown Road as well. Over the years, the schoolhouse would become Montville's town hall, a post office, and eventually our current Montville Museum. As the years moved forward, so did the township. The late 1800s and early 1900s saw a lot of industry and farming come to Montville, some of which survives to this day. John Capstick's successful mill and fabric dyeing factories began operating in Tawako in 1883. The current Van Dyne cider mill was constructed around 1894. Lena and Joseph Connor began farming in Pinebrook around 1896. That same year, they founded what would become the Pinebrook Jewish Center, making it the oldest Jewish congregation in Morris County. They also opened the Sunrise Mountain Hotel in 1904. The hotel would eventually become a country club and then a nursing home. In that same year, 1904, O'Dowd's Dairy made its first milk delivery. A few years later, in 1907, Bella and Goldie Bader started farming on land that would evolve into Bader Farms. Arthur McAllister bought 750 acres, including Capstick Lake, from the Capstick Lake Estate and founded the Lake Valhalla Estates and Country Club in 1928. In 1929, the Condorso family purchased land that would later become Condorso Garden Center and Farmers Market. In the coming decades, Montville Township will see many unique attractions come and go. Dairies and farms, auctions and flea markets, racetracks for horses, and racetracks for cars. Community swimming pools, bowling alleys, hobby shops, golf courses, arcades, amusement parks, and even airports. From 1,400 people in 1870 to over 21,000 people in 2010. From a total real estate value of less than $460,000 for the entire township in 1881 to an average home price of over $550,000 today, Montville Township has grown and changed. I am confident that we as a community will honor the achievements of our predecessors by continuing to look toward the future while cherishing the past. I know that we as a community will continue to do what's in the best interest of our town, and I know that Montville Township will continue to be a tremendous place to live and work for the next 150 years and beyond. Thank you.